Someone came to me and they were very emphatic and they said, Pamela, I'm tired of doing the same thing over and over and over again and getting the same result. I know that I can make a lot of money. I see my peers making a lot of money. I know my law practice can do better, but it's not. And I don't have thousands and thousands of dollars to pay for these gurus who are supposed to be helping me, who say they can help me. And the ones that I have tried, the thousands of dollars I have paid, it hasn't worked out. Now, does that sound to you like a lawyer who doesn't care? Does this sound to you like someone who's not working? I've been to enough offices and I've had enough private conversations and heard frustrated lawyers saying, I care, I'm working hard, I don't know what else to do. I know the pattern, and I know the pattern well. I know that there are many smart and capable lawyers who are doing everything that they were taught to do. They're showing up early. They're staying late. They're taking more than their share. They take their responsibilities seriously. They carry more on their back. They try to be perfect, and yet the numbers do not line up. And what gets to them is not the work, but it's the feeling that no matter how disciplined they are, the payoff keeps slipping away. And the return on the investment for work pays less and less. Do you feel it? I was talking to a lawyer the other day, and he was saying that because of the times that he is giving away more and more of his work than he should be doing, because he feels like in order to give the client a fair shake or so that they don't go anywhere else, he has to do all this extra work. And I'm going to tell you, you are not a volunteer. Do you know how many thousands of dollars you paid to go to law school? I don't have to tell you that. Many of you are still in debt. How many of you are still paying for your school? How many hours of study have you done in order to get the plaque on the wall to say you're a lawyer? Don't let the money slip through your fingers. What we want to say that it's not about more hours, it's not about more pressure, and it's not about less margin, because you want to stare it right in the face. All is happening is you don't have the information you need. You're going on old information that was relevant at the time, and it's no longer relevant. We have to face that. If what you're doing is not working, it means that what you're doing is no longer relevant. I remember, as an example, I used to post on LinkedIn. I still do. And I used to make these long posts with a lot of information and whatever, and I wasn't getting any engagement. And then I was noticing these like Gen Z attorneys and Gen X, and they were writing these like what I considered was a skimpy post, like not many words, a lot of white space, and they were getting all this engagement. And I was like, isn't that something? They're just not providing the proper content. What I had to learn was that what was acceptable and what was sought after before, as far as content on LinkedIn, no longer applied. And you know what? The people who were along with me, who were providing that content that I was at that particular time, were all long gone. They were on LinkedIn 10 years ago. Things change. Just little things like posts. Things change within a month or 2 months. You have to stay up. You have to stay current with what's going on. And that's where you need to have a strategist or someone like me who comes in and whose job it is to keep track of where we are. You need to understand how you can, in an affordable way, get AI to do a lot of the things that you used to do. You can have lawyer A, and they're over there and they're like spending 4 hours to create a draft, or they're spending 4 hours to create a draft or some sort of document, and someone else goes over here and they do it in 3 minutes. Where's the sense of it all? So if you feel like you're doing more hours, more pressure, and you're having less margin, here are the questions you want to ask yourself. Why and how is this possible? Did I not work hard? Isn't this how I used to do it? And why isn't it working? Those questions will make you start to look somewhere else for the answer. Not, do I do more of what I used to do, but what do I need to change? Stop blaming yourself and figure out what's missing. And stay up in touch with someone. Even a call with someone who's got their feet on the ground, who are always learning. Just a 30-minute phone call can make all the difference. You have to figure out that there's something is missing, and you need to find out what it is. Don't tell yourself that it means more effort, more sacrifice, and more patience. The truth is that the world is changing very quickly, and you have to find out what you need to do to have more patience and more success and make more money with less effort. What once worked is no longer working. And the real cost for you is to ignore that and think that you can keep doing the same thing because it gets very expensive and the loss piles up. By the time a law firm calls me, usually they have spent thousands and thousands of dollars from habits that they learned long ago that no longer apply, no longer work. So breaking away from this and changing may feel like a compromise, but that's the line between a good lawyer and a lawyer who's stuck. And I'm not saying a lawyer who's stuck isn't good, but a good lawyer is one who's progressive and they're learning and they're changing and they're staying the time so that their practice can be relevant and profitable, because you deserve it. My job is to help you to regain those solid footing and to avoid the old standards that don't help you while hanging on to the traditions that work. Stop confusing repetition with progress. The focus is where it should be, on profits rather than habits and tradition. Look closely at what actually pays. You will find yourself being able to change things that are no longer working in your firm with a little effort. So if nothing changes, this is my question to you. If nothing changes over the next 5 years, what's going to happen to your law practice? And you can't continue that. Give me a call.